the top street football teams island-wide battle for the top place to represent Dominica in the regional finals in St. Lucia. Kyle Davis, football skill challenger, has already secured his spot. Who will represent Dominica in street football? Will it be G-Maid of Laplane, Young Rockets of Grand Fond, Ghetto Youths of Foncole, L'Aqua of St. Joe, Mecca Boys Football Club from Newtown? Will it be Bellevue Chopin Football Club or One Direction of Bath Estate or defending champs Stock Farm Football Club? When the dust settles and the final whistle is blown, only one team will be left standing. Who will it be? There will be free Guinness for $10 promotion, and every hour there will be an opportunity to win prizes and surprises. So the Guinness Street Football Finals is on this Saturday on the Lindo Park Hard Court in Goodwill from 4 p.m. Don't miss it, miss it, miss it.
Mother's Day was a blast. This Father's Day weekend will be exceptional. Big People Radio Clash and Party at the Old School Bar and Club Massacre on Saturday, June 8th, 10 p.m. Father's Day Eve. Kyrie FM versus DBS Radio versus QFM versus Vibes Radio. Representing QFM, Martin in the Morning, Vibes Radio, Roy Michael Proctor, KRFM Opera, and DBS Radio, Danger Den. With referee and third umpire, Mr. Biggs and Prince Maddox.
Lauren, you better wake up.
Who will excel? Who will rock the dance floor? Entrance $25. Partners include Digicel, QFM, Vibes Radio, KRFM, and DBS Radio. The Bal Guamon phenomenon is becoming a musical epidemic. Ladies, it's your turn to take out the dancing cobwebs of your boyfriend, huzzy, date, boo or man. Lots of prizes to be won. Father's Day, Big People Radio Clash and Party. Saturday, June 8th, 10 p.m. Old School Bar and Club Massacre. Martin in the Morning, Roy Michael Proctor, Oprah, Danger Den, Prince Maddox, and Mr. Big. Sakai Malad.
And I'm free, and nothing has to be. Oh, you were meant for me. Yes.
This episode of Health Vibes is brought to you by the brand you trust the most, Jolly's Pharmacy Limited, leading the way in healthcare.
Introducing Jolly's Pharmacy, brand new website, www.jollys.dm. It's your time to jump the line. Shop now at jollys.dm and have your items delivered in the comfort of your office. No more standing in line. No need to use your lunch hour to shop. Hassle-free shopping, safe and secure. Jollys.dm features rush delivery, 1 hour. In-store pickup, regular delivery, 5 p.m. Cut-off time, 4 p.m. It's your time to jump the line. Visit us at www.jollys.dm. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
Jolly's Pharmacy presents a new and innovative radio program, Health Vibes. Health Vibes. Every Wednesday morning on Q95 FM. Health Vibes, hosted by Carlton Lando and Pearl Fontaine Butler. Health Vibes from 10:15 to 11 a.m. It's not just your average talk show. It's appealing and educational with a bit of humor. Real vibes on your health. Now that's the vibe. Health Vibes on Q95. Every Wednesday from 10:15 to 11 a.m. with Pearl and Carlton. Tune in.
Welcome to Health Vibes, Dominica's most foremost program on health, medicine, nutrition, and wellness, featuring the latest news on conventional and alternative medicine and healthcare. Now here's your host, Carlton Lando, and co-host, Pearl Fontaine Butler.
Good morning to you, Dominica. Wherever you are at this time, we really want to thank you for tuning in to Health Vibes, your very own talk show, health talk show, brought to you by the brand you trust the most, Jolly's Pharmacy. We are so happy to be connecting with you this morning. Pearl and I are always happy to be connecting with you. Before I just switch across to Pearl, let me say good morning to the staff of the Wasco Archipelago First Domestic, and Dasper. Those companies have recently endorsed our national clinic, and we've just concluded some amazing screening with these companies. Dasper was yesterday, and I must really thank the management and staff there for such keen interest in the national clinic. Let me also want to big up, as they would say, the Calibishi community for a great community clinic that was held last week. I must say that the people really rallied and was so excited about Jolly's Pharmacy's presence in Calibishi. To Mrs. John and the district nurse there, and her husband, who is the chairman of the village council, we really want to say on behalf of Jolly's a big, huge thank you. They also provided lunch for our staff as well.
Nice.
So we really want to thank them. Our next national clinic is going to be in June, and we will be in the community of Salisbury. So the Salisbury people, we are expecting, amazing support from you. When the Jolly's big tent arrives in June, I will announce the date subsequently. Pearl, good morning.
Good morning, Carlton. Good morning, Dominicans, and good morning to our listeners overseas. It's such a beautiful day today here, Carlton.
Summer is here, Pearl.
Yes, I wanted to just kind of speak about last week. We didn't have a show, but we did have the launching of Jolly's manufacturing and the products. And let me tell you, I am so happy with the product lines, the new deodorants, even the kiddies deodorant, which, you know about my story, with the kiddies deodorant. So my 4-year-old son has decided that he wants his own deodorant. So I figured, you know what? I explained to him, listen, Jolly's just manufactured their own deodorant. Let's go pick one up. So we went to pick it up. And this morning I found Liam with the deodorant all over his body. It smelled so good.
That he felt it was best to use as a cream.
Absolutely. So I want to give a big shout out to the Jolly's team.
Yes.
And the manufacturing.
Yes, the supervisor,
team. That's right.
Miss John Baptist.
That's right.
Very innovative staff, and her team for this, really putting their all into this project.
I was actually I was pleasantly surprised. Who knew that Jolly's had their own manufacturing company? I mean, this is phenomenal, not only just for Jolly's, but for the country as well.
Definitely, Pearl. I think, as our slogan indicates, we are definitely more than a drugstore. And what we are doing more and more is expanding not merely just innovation, but also capacity. That our staff, if we recognize that they have the potential to work in an area that they really love, we give them that avenue. And this is how the company is actually broadening its horizon and coming up with new concept. Pearl, you know about the gym. I know that you've signed up, your husband.
Oh, yes, and we've been there. Right. Listen, I went there once already, okay? And I couldn't even walk for like the next 3 days. This is just crazy, okay? But it's such an amazing place to be.
This is, again, another element of the Jolly's Pharmacy brand.
And can I just tell you, it's very true that Jolly's continues to lead the way in healthcare, in everything health. They continue to lead the way. They are definitely pioneers. I mean, if you heard Oren speak last week, he was basically saying that Mr. Jolly 30 years ago created this babyless cream. And I went to work in the evening and a coworker of mine said, Pearl, I need to get that deodorant because I use the babyless products. But she said, I never knew that it was manufactured here.
In Dominica.
So listen. I mean, this is just phenomenal. So big up to Mr. Jolly and the Jolly's team.
Definitely.
So today we have a very interesting topic. And I think it's a topic that most people sometimes take for granted. We do take these things for granted. We think that because we use them every day, whether it's your dishwashing liquid, your detergent for your clothes, Clorox to soak stuff, you would think that, it's okay. It's every day it's just okay. But they are toxins.
They are. And they can be
poisons.
They are poisons.
Right. So our topic today is on that. We'll tell you all you need to know about local poisons, common poisons in the home, and how to take precaution, especially if you have children. So that's really important. But before we go into that, we have lots of Zika news this morning. So the BBC News reported that the Zika outbreak is fueled by mosquito control failure. And that's according to the WHO Director General, Dr. Margaret Chan. Speaking at the agency's annual World Health Assembly, Dr. Chan said the resurgence of dengue and the emerging threat from chikungunya and Zika are the prices being paid for a massive policy failure that dropped the ball on mosquito control in the 1970s. Dr. Chan slammed governments for their role, saying the Zika epidemic and the birth defects it's causing are both the fault of governments that abandon programs to control mosquitoes and to provide even the most basic family planning assistance to young women. The WHO boss, Margaret Chan, said, and I quote, "Let me give you a stern warning. What we are seeing now looks more and more like a dramatic resurgence of the threat from emerging and re-emerging infectious diseases. The world is not prepared to cope." End quote. More than 60 countries and territories now have continuing Zika transmission. Most recently, the infection spread by mosquito bites reached Africa. And recently, Dominica's National Security Minister, Rayburn Blackmore, called for a new approach towards fighting the spread of the Aedes aegypti mosquito. He said it is time that Dominicans, quote, "stop kidding themselves about it," end quote, as it relates to the measures that are currently in place to eliminate breeding grounds for the Zika-causing mosquito. To date, Dominica has recorded 28 cases of the Zika virus, 2 being pregnant women. The minister says while officials have implemented the fogging method, it is not being done effectively. Blackmore said someone has to lead the way in the country's fight against eliminating the Aedes aegypti. And in the region, Jamaica's Ministry of Health will in upcoming weeks be launching a community leadership forum to engage leaders of community-based organizations across the island to collaborate in the development of measures to fight vector-borne diseases. Jamaica's Minister of Health, Dr. Christopher Tufton, made the disclosure on May 23. He said the leaders would be pulled together on a parish level for a conversation on actions to be taken and ways they can join forces with the government in its efforts. Dr. Tufton, meanwhile, reiterated his call for the public to take personal responsibility in caring for their environment and eradicating mosquito breeding sites. He says, quote, "preventing the spread of vector-borne diseases is largely a function of citizen action in their immediate environment. Some 70% of breeding sites are found in and around the homes," end quote. So far, there have been 10 confirmed cases of the virus in Jamaica. Carlton.
Okay, I definitely want to comment on the first story. I understood what Dr. Chang was saying. However, I had some problems with it. Because if you're saying that from the 70s, there seemed to have been some or lack of vigilance, as it were, of vector control in most of the third world countries and developing countries. Was the World Health Organization, were they doing any audits on those programs and policies? And were there any assessments done? So to totally blame governments and say, well, governments lapse and governments didn't do this, as the world organizing body that deals with health matters, wasn't it their responsibility for their officials to be coming to those islands and reassessing, doing audits to find out whether policies and programs have been, are in place and are adhered to?
Well, I think this is what she's saying. They dropped the ball in that respect. And had they continued with what they were doing, it probably wouldn't have re-emerged now. And so I understood what she was saying. I mean, in the 70s and in the 60s, you have the emergence of different diseases. And here's the thing, policies are put in place for them. Listen, so that now today we don't have those kind of problems like polio. We don't have that problem because they dealt with it and they're still dealing with it. So they haven't dropped the ball with regards to polio. I think they must have felt, it's a mosquito. What can we do about it?
Well, I mean, Pearl, as a young boy growing up in the early 70s, I remembered really well that even the district nurse would come and walk from house to house and do surveillances of your yard and see if your yard was cleaned. And if most people had pit latrine then, they would actually go in the pit latrine and see if it was well kept and all of that.
Right.
People had foul pen and little pig pen in the yard, and all of those things were checked. So when the health inspector came, I think they used to have a card. Your house had a number, and there was a card attached to that, and they would write certain notes in there. But we don't see those things happening anymore. So maybe even in reference to those types of policies, in terms of surveillance, in terms of really having tangible checks, I think these would have to definitely be ratified and revisited in the way forward, because more and more we recognize that it's like every other year there seems to be an
emergence of some kind of
some type
virus.
of vector-borne illness, and so I think it's something that we should definitely be cognizant
and you know
of.
what? I was quite happy that the National Security Minister made mention of it, because obviously it's a threat to the nation.
It is.
Listen, this is quite serious, and what he was basically saying is, let's not kid ourselves.
Right.
Let's really take this seriously, because we have this issue, and it could potentially get worse. We have 28 known cases, 2 being pregnant women. I mean, really, if it gets worse than that, are we able to cope? And this is what Margaret Chan is saying.
And
the
those
world
are the
is not
reported
prepared
cases.
to cope. Right, and
because
these are just
there are many
reported
people
cases.
who have, gotten a boot of it, and they just, know what to do, take paracetamol. And the fact is, this time around, it doesn't seem to be affecting people's joints and mobility like chikungunya did. And so
Right.
many people are still going to work, but they have the light rash, or they feel a little, feverish, and they continue working.
Okay, but what he went on to say was that, while we have implemented the fogging method, it's only done on the main road.
I've seen that.
So
and that,
we're not going into the community. So
communities.
really, it's not really being effectively done. And this is what he's pointing out. And so we need to take a stance, and we need to do things the right way in order to really be effective and accomplish our goal of eradicating these vector-borne mosquitoes.
Because even where I live in Mero, there is a ravine at the back, close to proximity to where I live. And right now the waters are just stagnant in there because the place is dry, but there is pools of water. Have anyone visited those areas, those catchment areas, and put in oil or anything, in the water? I mean, I can do that in my close proximity, but what about the areas a little higher up than where I live? So these are things that, we have to really pay attention to.
Right. And you know what? And I really appreciate Jamaica's Minister of Health for taking the baton and saying, you know what, we are going to pull together on a parish level to have conversations
Definitely.
on how we can go about eradicating this mosquito, so that we don't have issues. And they only have 10 known cases, but this is actually a really great approach. You bring the parish together, you say, listen, this is how we're going to do it. Right, exactly.
The schools, all the NGO groups, the scouts, everybody gets involved.
Right. So I was quite happy to hear that in the region. So that was it for the news for today. And you can join our live streaming by going to www.q95da.com and clicking on the YouTube video stream icon or player. You can call us on 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257, or on our overseas line 305-432-9624. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
At Johnny's Pharmacy, your health and wellness is our passion. No wonder Johnny's Pharmacy provides the widest variety of the highest quality vitamin supplements and remedies for your lifestyle activity and nutritional needs. Take care of your body. Get the multivitamins advantage supply to enhance, promote, improve, repair, and revitalize your body. Johnny's for the complete line of preventative and curative health supplies and tonics. Rejuvenate with men's and women's one-a-day tablets. Boost concentration. Try Centrum Silver and Omega 3s to build build your immune and nervous system functions, strengthen your cardiovascular system, boost bone health. For stamina, get all your natural balanced megavites herbal supplements, men's daily formula for sexual energy and function, saw palmetto plus supplements to soothe joint pain. Feel like a dynamo, get up and go, catch back your mojo at Jolly's, Dominica's principal healthcare pharmacy. Why? Because you deserve more from a drugstore.
You're listening to Health Vibes.
Welcome back to Health Vibes. I know that someone may have been calling us earlier on. Feel free to do so. If you have, you want to make a comment, whether it's on the two original stories that we read, whether it's towards our topic, feel free to call.
Okay, good morning. Good morning, caller.
Hi, doctors.
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Oh, I did well last week. I didn't hear last week.
Yeah, we were carrying a broadcast live from Jolly's.
Yeah, but I was some years.
Okay.
Now, you talk about by your area with the ravine and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You see, all that could have people working with a number of equipment and once put spread in rivers and drain and, because all that is work, all that is people work come on to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't expect those ministers and them to go and do it, but at least pay somebody to go and do it. Now we talk about the bleach and them. I saw partner drink that in July.
But he was hospitalized.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him because I never see him again.
Mm-hmm.
And I check in, I talk about the bleach, the squeezy and them. But I check in those things, there's so many people using those things. I don't know what happened. And before was blue soap and fiber cocoa and those kind of things. People are using.
I mean, they have their function. I think it's just a matter of, knowing the pros and cons of them.
Well, it takes technology every day. So always seeing brighter things.
Right. Well,
anyway,
thank you. We'll be linking up. All right.
Okay.
Keep on listening.
Take care.
All right.
But that is interesting what he said, though. Years ago, people used blue soap. And what did people use instead of bleach? And
I mean, to me, since I was a boy, chlorine has always been around. Bleach has always been around. Every other person, you call bleach Clorox. So
right.
Clorox was the brand. So I've always seen bleach around. But I think people just did not really abuse it like before. I remember, and I'm going to say that, when you would hear someone use bleach, was usually some young person wanting to have an abortion and they got frantic and maybe they would drink some bleach, in the 70s and so forth. But but with the stress levels are higher. People sometimes have very difficulties in coping. People, sometimes use those things to try to commit suicide and all of that. And so we'll be talking a bit about that this morning.
Okay, so we're going to head on to our topic. So household consumer products injure 33.1 million people in the United States alone every year. These incidents cost $800 billion in related expenses from death, injury, or property damages. And many scientists are starting to believe that, in particular, the chemicals found in a wide variety of the goods you use every day may be more toxic than previously thought. Your home contains many items that can poison a child or even an adult. You may not think that cleaners, medicines, plants, and alcohol can be poisonous, but they can be very dangerous, even deadly, especially to children. Poisonous products are often stored in places children can reach. Very young children are especially vulnerable to being poisoned. This is because they explore their world with their mouths. Young children do not know which items are safe to eat, and it only takes a few seconds for a child to swallow a dangerous amount of poisonous products. And Carlton, there is so much truth to that, because here's the thing. I'm guilty of placing my cleaning products under my sink.
Yes.
And I'm sure everybody does.
Mine is there too.
and my son is 4, and I'm telling you,
right.
It's so easy for him to open the cupboard and just go in there. Thankfully, he doesn't.
Yes.
But that's how easy it is. And we take for granted those simple little things. We do.
We had a call? A person. Okay. So Pearl, I mean, one of those you were reading this, and I'm saying that, here it is that they're saying that young children, they see the world, they explore the world through their mouths.
That's
I
right.
mean, toddlers, we know that for a fact. They're creeping around, they're walking everything they put in their mouth. They don't know the difference between,
This tastes nice.
Right.
This is quite hard.
And so more and more it is incumbent on us as adults to be more responsible
That's right.
with what we bring at home. It's not a matter of just what we store at home, but what we bring at home as well. Do you really need that pesticide? Do you really need that weedicide? Just in February, a young man from St. Lucia died. He was a chronic alcoholic, and he poured a weedicide in a Coca-Cola bottle and stored it in his house. So I guess he came home, and the urge of having a drink was so much in him that he drank the weedicide from the Coca-Cola bottle, thinking it was Coke and rum, and died right in front of his friends.
Here's the thing. Why weedicides, pesticides, these things should not be brought into the home anyway. So that's kind of negligent to my mind.
That is definitely you. I mean, those usually are used at farms, but yet still in our local small communities, we find people storing these types of harmful, very, very toxic chemicals in the house, in the yard. Sometimes people store them, push them in a little corner in the yard, and you never know. A child, was, usually children,
They're
may
very
explore.
curious as well.
And they're curious and they want to, drink something. But even so, sometimes an adult can be going through a really, really rough time, and they think, well, the end is I have something there, I can drink that, and everything will be nullified. Everything will go away. Nobody will miss me. But the fact is, if you don't have these things in the house, then you don't even think of using it.
That's right.
To harm yourself.
That's right.
And so I wanted to just briefly define what is a poison. A poison is a substance that is capable of causing an illness or death of any living organism, when it is absorbed into the body. So anything that is taken and can harm, destroy, can kill you is classified a poison. So the very medication that you have home, taking every day for your blood pressure control, the doctor say take 1 a day, but you decide to take 6 a day.
That it could become
That becomes a
poisonous.
poison because the dosage has changed, the concentration is more, and that in itself can cause toxicity in the body.
I was reading that the most common types of poisons in the home are pain medicines.
Yes.
And
Paracetamol, for example.
if taken in a higher dose, could become poisonous.
Because paracetamol causes liver cirrhosis. It definitely destroys your liver.
We do have a caller.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, okay. Sorry we missed you.
Okay.
So Tylenol, aspirin, ibuprofen, Advil, Motrin, all of these examples can be poisonous.
And one of the things, again, is that if you have medications, good morning, caller.
Good morning, caller.
Me again.
Good morning,
I
sir.
listen carefully, and I only in Q95 at my station. you see, I told you some time ago there, I don't really drink pills. And you see right now, I hear what you say now about the paracetamol.
Well,
We're not
if you
saying-
take it in the right dose, it's not harmful. But if you decide, you're going to take 6 when you're supposed to only take 2, that could potentially be harmful to you.
And you know what I see a young girl do, but I didn't know it was for what. She take a Guinness and some salt and she put in a saucepan and boil it Guinness and drink it. And knowing now, after I get to know that, it's a try to kill you inside there.
Wow.
I never know. I just say, but what she doing that for? She says for medicine. Next thing, boy, pregnant would be good at pregnant. She was so young. And she maybe didn't want her mother to know whatever. And then she boiled the Guinness and some salt in it, and she drink it into eating, and no baby again. With all them, the other young girls doing their thing.
Yeah, thank you for that. All right. We have another caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, caller.
My brother and sister and the listening public, a blessed and peaceful day.
Good morning
to you, my dear.
Which poison in the home could be more detrimental to our health more than the chlorinated water we drink, which goes right through our entire immune system? Can people realize that fogging is just as detrimental based on the liquids that are being used and for some years have been eradicated from shelves, such as the Purina? Consider the long-term complications that will eventually have negative impact on people's health. Please, people should do their research and find out things that are knowledgeable to our health.
All right, caller, can I ask you a question?
Yes,
you were mentioning that fogging is, you classify fogging as dangerous. So the fogging to control the mosquito spread, you're saying that it's the chemical that is used is I know they use the chemical called malathion. That's the chemical that is used in the fogging. Are you there?
Yes, I am listening.
So you're saying that chemical might be dangerous to people?
There is a Purina in it as well, which was banned for years. Do your research and get the knowledge of it, please.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Household cleaners, these include bleach, dishwasher detergents, window cleaners, and even oven cleaners. They can also be harmful if ingested or...
Yeah, because one of the things you find people do, people mix detergents. So you'll find someone take alkali, which is ammonia chloride, and they add with bleach, which is chlorine. And you get ammonia chloride, and then that releases a gas. So you would start seeing a gas just come. That's chemistry, and then they start coughing and cannot breathe. It causes, you're right. So you'll have difficulty. It causes your bronchospasm. So your bronchioles begin to constrict.
Carlton, even in cleaning the bathroom, right? When you spray all this stuff on your tiles,
you need a lot of ventilation.
Exactly.
So the windows have to be open, and the curtain, if you have curtain or whatever it is, you have to.
Or you just give it a moment to just air out and then come back in. Just don't stay there.
Yeah, because those chemicals definitely can cause respiratory problems for you as well. Even using the chlorine outside, you're using the chlorine to sprinkle on the pavement to make it white. You are to wear shoes, a solid shoes that no part of your skin should be in touch with the chlorine. So your feet should not be on the pavement walking up and down on the chlorine. You should wear gloves, or you should have, because you can get what we call contact dermatitis by your skin getting contact with the chlorine. Your eyes, it can be very irritating as well to the eyes, causing, allergic conjunctivitis. So you definitely want to protect your eyes too, and your sinuses as well. So that can also irritate your sinuses, causing a bit of acute sinusitis. So these are things that you definitely want to be cognizant of. You want to be aware of when you're using harsh chemicals like chlorine in the yard,
Okay, we have a caller.
Good morning,
caller.
Thanks again for elaborating on the chlorine on the wall. If the chlorine does that damage to the wall, the chlorinated water we drink, what happens to our immune system if our heart, our kidney, and our lungs that are so soft and delicate areas of our body? Think of that. That chlorinated water should never be done in a place which we call Nature Island. We say we are Nature Island. Why should we be using nature chlorinated water? Thank you very much.
Right. I suspect, Pearl, we may have to invite somebody from the WASCO, one of the chemists, to come, because that is a topic that has come up several times. And for me as a pharmacist, I'm really not in the authority so much to really either disclaim or to proclaim the quality control of our local drinking water.
Here's one of the things that I do know, though. Using chlorine in water usually kills certain bacteria in the water, and there should be a certain type of amount, a certain amount, like a ratio to the amount of water that you put it into, so that it dissolves and it doesn't become poisonous, you know. So that's what I do know. But you're right, we should definitely bring somebody on so that we can talk about that.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hey, blessings and glory be to this
wonderful.
Wow, good morning.
We're happy to hear your voice, my friend.
I'm there listening. Carlton, I forgot today, Wednesday, man. I did calling in the Jolly. Every area, I want to speak to Carlton. Please, I want to speak to Carlton.
I was away. I've been crazily busy. When you were at the hospital, I was away for 2 weeks at that time, and so that's why you didn't see me. But I'm really hoping that you're doing much better.
Yes, I called in. I asked Miss Dover to help me with ordering something for me which the doctor prescribed.
Okay, great.
But just a quick one. I do not want to bother the listeners with my issue. I called to say, because not the Wasco, blessed and pressed, good day, you know, not to think Carlton get all the glory.
Oh, no. No.
I was saying, if you do your own research on it, it may be better prior to you bringing the Wasco person to tell you the dosage and the amount and why and the possibilities of bacteria and contamination. That's what he's going to tell you, but may that person be aware about the side effects or the impacts, the destruction or whatever of chlorine, because I did a little thing, not too much, and I've heard about a lot of, since in time of Adolf Hitler, they use fluoride and chlorine for mind control, and you know. So maybe you could do a little research and then it would complement, so to speak, bringing the Wasco person there, you know.
Well, I may try to see if I can get an independent chemist, somebody who knows about those things, maybe to give, a balance.
Okay, but I want to just give thanks to you, to Jolly, to everybody, the lady there, and because I mean it is out of the ordinary. That's somebody who said that's not the job of a pharmacy or pharmacist. So I want to give thanks for the education. I'm there listening. I'm at the hospital still, but I'm there listening.
All right, my friend. I'll pass and see you sometime soon.
Blessings.
All right, take care of yourself. All the best. Right. Yes, Pearl. So we were talking about the chlorine, and I'm really recognizing more and more that it's an area that we definitely need to explore, because it's like to every episode of our show, people are calling and asking questions about the chlorine and the safety of it. But I would have loved the caller who is so adamant about the chlorination in the water to share with us what she uses, whatever water she uses, and how does she extract, purify the water, extract the chlorine from her own water, and what has she seen? Has she seen any difference in her body? So we could get a broader perspective as to, maybe what happens when someone takes chlorine versus when you don't take it. What, if there is any changes that may, alter your body function. So it would have been a bit
but
broader.
when we do have our show on that, she could probably elaborate on it. So things like cold and cough medicines, alcohol, gasoline and other car products, antifreeze, lock deicer, windshield washer fluid, these things should be kept in a garage or basement. But if you ingest it, or even if you intake the smell too much, it could become harmful.
Definitely.
So we
even nail polish removers and glues. People get actually addicted to glues.
There was a time when people were getting high off of the smell of glue.
Because of the active ingredients in these products. So not only are we saying that you need to put those chemicals in a cupboard, you actually need to lock them away. So then adults, responsible people would have access to those chemicals, because it's one thing to put them in a cupboard, it's another thing for any person, any child to
just come and open
up this cupboard.
And we also have some beautifully painted homes. Paint, lead, all of these things are poisonous.
Good morning, caller.
Morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I'm just trying to talk about chlorine.
Yes, sir.
Chlorine is very, very dangerous to your body, your liver, your lungs, the entire body, because we all know our largest organ is our skin. Is that right?
Yes.
And our skin is a strainer.
Yes.
So when they get poisonous thing, our entire body get damaged, or kidneys being filtered, right?
Yes, it is.
And when I still get damaged, goodbye Venezuela. Okay, bye-bye then.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning.
Okay, so alcohol, cigarettes. So what we're going to share with you is how you can store dangerous products. So don't store food, medicines, and cleaning products in the same place. Store them in separate places. Store all cleaning products out of your child's reach, or install safety latches on your cupboards. Keep all your cleaning products in the same containers they came in. So don't switch anything like Carlton mentioned. This young guy put weedicide into a Coca-Cola bottle. We should not do that, because a lot of times we do tend to forget. We have a caller? Okay. So store your personal care products such as nail polish remover, mouthwash, toothpaste, and lotions in a locked cupboard or in your bathroom cupboard, but high up. Store dangerous products such as paint, windshield washer fluid, antifreeze, and car oil in locked cabinets. Check areas in your home such as the garage, if you have an attic, a laundry room, a basement, for these kinds of products. And how you throw away your paint and other chemicals. Do not pour unused paint or other chemicals down the drain. Call your local public works department, or a different department, to find out how to dispose of those unused paint products. Dangerous products outside of the home. Pesticides. All pesticides, including insecticides, herbicides, and fungicides, can be poisonous. Buy only as much as you need and carefully follow the instructions on the label so you know how to safely use, store, and dispose of the product.
And another thing too is that many of these chemicals are flammable, and so you really don't want to have them close in the same cupboard with a cylinder.
That's right.
Or with matches, or you have kerosene. At the same time, you have some other product that is very highly flammable. You have all these bayguns, and you have all these things, and at that same in the same proximity, you may have something that's like an oven. So you really want to be careful where exactly you store those chemicals. They're not so close to an oven or anything that's exit a lot of heat.
I'd like to say something. I have a wonderful grandmother who likes to recycle bottles, cleaning bottles, okay? And if she could recycle a spray can, she would. She would, right? So for pesticides, do not reuse empty pesticide containers. Do not pour insecticides or pesticides down the drain. Do not bury them. They can be very dangerous to the environment. Again, call your local public works department or a hazardous waste depot or department. You could call the landfill and ask how to throw away unused pesticides.
Okay.
And look for warning symbols and their meanings. It's very important to know the meanings of the warning symbols.
Definitely.
And if somebody has been poisoned, be careful not to taste, touch, or breathe in the poison yourself. If your child is unconscious, shaking, or convulsing, or having trouble breathing or swallowing, call 911, the emergency number at the fire department. Call them, and immediately. For swallowed poison, if your child is awake, give the child small sips of water and call your local nurse, your hospital. For breathed in poison, if your child is awake, take the child outside into fresh air. For poisons in the eye, rinse the eye with lukewarm water for 15 minutes. For poisons on the skin, rinse the skin with lukewarm water for 15 minutes. Take off any clothing touched by the poison and call the hospital, or whoever else you have in mind.
We also want to share with you some tips in terms of common things that you can do. So, for example, normally children, your child is takes alkali, which is looks like water. So your child takes, although it has a pungent smell, but your child takes alkali and ingest or drink some alkali, which is ammonia. What do you do? Most people panic. They really panic, and they almost don't know what to do. So the first thing you want to do is really calm down. So you really want to calm down. If you do not know what chemical this child has taken, you may want to ask the child, what did you drink? And you may want to smell the mouth. So that would give you an idea of the type of chemical identity. So if you would maybe smell if it's ammonia, if it's turpentine, if it's cheese, you know, if it's some bleach, you would be able to smell it. All right. So the first thing you want to do would be to, if the child can respond, is to ask the child. If the child cannot respond, then you want to loosen the child's clothing. You calm down, you loosen the clothing, and you give the child preferably milk. Milk has shown for years to be a very, very good detoxifier. One of the chemicals or one of the products that every household should have is activated charcoal. It is sold at the pharmacies. Activated charcoal, you may want to write that down. And that is a product that every one of us should have in our medicine cabinet as one of the best localized antidote. So it really helps to flush out poisons from our blood. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to you, sir.
I'm Carlton. I'm glad hearing your voice again, man. I think everyone in the Q family really have the same accent, really have the family style. But anyway, I really got the same interest with the same caller which talk about the fogging. And really talking about chemical is really a substance which increase the activity of anything to make it more stronger. And really the smoke really is really coming from the machine is really poisonous. It's really poisonous. They really call it carbon monoxide, and it's really dangerous not only to the mosquito. It is there to kill the mosquito, but it really affects the health of the human too. So talking about chemical and all what you said there.
Okay.
And listen to me now. But I know a lot of people talk about like fire is the spirit, and that is not the real. That's not the real. They should not consider, and everyone has a right to use fire to engage in substance, and we should refrain that spraying like fire. We should not avoid people from playing fire. Anyone can play fire.
Okay, caller, in the interest of time, we thank you for your contribution, but we do have to go. Thank you. Carlton, one of the things that I found very interesting while doing research, especially from this link that you had given me, what it's saying is a considerable number of poisons are what might be called self-evacuating. That is, having been swallowed, they set up vomiting and purging, and they thereby eliminate the poison.
Yes.
So in such cases, all that is needed or needful is to aid the self-evacuating process, especially to assist the vomiting, and so perhaps get rid of the poison altogether. If vomiting, however, has not occurred or has not been perfused, the first thing is to bring it on immediately.
Yes.
So you can aid it by drinking some water or drinking something that would incite you to vomit.
Definitely.
And also a laxative that would cause you to pass
definitely.
stool. But a lot of times poisons are laxatives in their own right.
Yes,
So by the time you really think about it, the child or yourself would have passed so much stool. If it's a small amount, if it's a large amount, you will definitely have to go to the hospital.
Definitely. But there's some amazing things. So we're talking about the ammonia. And one of the things that we learned from the research is that you can actually use lemon juice or vinegar. So the person can actually you can give the person pure lemon juice or 2 tablespoonfuls of vinegar in water.
Now, is this apple cider vinegar?
Apple cider vinegar can be used, or the home vinegar itself can be used. 2 tablespoonfuls of it in an 8 ounce glass of water, and you drink that, and it flushes the ammonia out of your body.
That's interesting.
But we still recommend that you would have to have a medical evaluation done. But preliminary, whilst you're at home, you can actually do that. So if someone has taken iodine, the iodine we use to rub as an antiseptic agent for cuts and bruises and abrasions. If someone has drunk iodine, what can they use? Starch. So they're saying use a starchy product. So whether it's flour, the flour you make dough with, or arrowroot. So you mix flour with water, and you make it like it's almost like if you're making pap. And you drink that. That would actually help to neutralize the iodine and get it out of your system. They've also said you could use 1 tablespoonful of mustard to a pint of warm water, and you drink this like consistently. That will actually help to get rid of the iodine in your blood. You can also use a handful of salt, common salt, to a pint of warm water. That also is another option of getting the iodine out of your body. Now, one of the products that I recognize that was widely used as well was flaxseed.
Right, I did notice that. I have some in my cupboard, which I don't use too often.
So it would seem that, flaxseed has so many benefits in terms of the immune system,
right.
the metabolism benefits of it, and the cardiovascular benefits of it, and even skeletal muscular benefits. So there's so many good benefits. And here it is that it is also an excellent antidote for poisoning. So for example, for rat poisoning, so if someone has taken some rat poison by error, particularly little children, you have those pieces of rat poison, you could actually use a bit of, you could use some flaxseed oil. However, with the rat poisoning, we want to say as well that some of the rat poisons also contain blood thinners, and so that too can cause bleeding, internal bleeding. So you want to be very, very careful with that. In turpentine, some people may use turpentine, and in turpentine,
with all due respect, Mr. Jolly,
yes,
we will pay for your 5 minutes after, but we come to bring some great news for someone in the studio. It will be one of you three. From Courts, you have won something big, and we wanted to do that live this morning. One of you three, has won something big from Courts. And we're going to announce that, so we'll call Rachel Samuel, the sales and marketing manager at Courts, to give us the good news today. Come, Rachel!
Good morning, good morning. I'm here to do a great surprise to probably one of our hosts, who knows. So we are here, we had our ongoing Whirlpool promotional. Customers who make the purchase of any Whirlpool item will get a chance to win $8,000 in cash. And we are here this morning to let our winner know that she just won herself $8,000 cash.
One she! And there's only one she in the building! And she is crying. She is emotional. Oh, Fountain Butler. We want to congratulate you. She is emotional. That's a special moment for you, my brother.
I'm excited to just interrupt the program. So we apologize, Mr. Jolly, on behalf of Courts. Yes.
Wow. God is good to
Pearl. I wasn't expecting that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For once, I know we have a speechless. So, Pearl, what would you like to say to Courts? We want to say congratulations to you. You have won yourself $8,000! And it will be Laja Shesh.
Like, I don't even know what to say, but thank you very much.
Is this tears of joy, Pearl?
I mean, I heard the noise and I'm thinking, what is going on out there? Let me go close the door. And I had no control because Wadix is just like, oh my gosh.
Is this tears of joy, Pearl?
Absolutely.
This prize coming in at a good time?
Yeah.
We must say once again, congratulations. Just giving you Guinness a second just to say a small congratulations to her.
Definitely.
Okay. We have our balloon, we have CNN there, Al Jazeera. By the way, we are live on the Jolly Hour, live on QFM. So Miss Pearl Fountain, let's present it to her in a very special way. Let's go, Rachel, let's present. Yes, we're popping the champagne. It's an exciting time.
Yes.
It's an exciting time, so Miss Pearl Fountain, let's go, Rachel.
Yeah, on behalf, of course, of Courts and of course our supplier-funded promotion, the Whirlpool promotion, we present to you, Miss Pearl, $8,000 in cash, winning Courts.
Wow.
Okay, hip hip. Let's take the photographs. It's an exciting time.
Wow.
I tell you, Excitement galore.
And of course, we have with our sales representative who actually did the transaction for the customer, and then she will take a pic with her.
Okay. So once again, we really want to thank Jolly Pharmacy for the opportunity here. Just a minute or two from their special program, which has already brought some health tips to the entire multitudes out there. We want to thank them for giving us an opportunity to share that moment with Pearl Fountain Butler, the winner of our Whirlpool promotion, $8,000 EC to Mrs. Pearl Fountain Butler, and she's emotional. I suspect now she's gotten back herself. So she's now gorgeous Pearl, and she will be at the end of the program. As a matter of fact, during the program, $8,000 EC richer. I'm not sure she'll take my good friend to lunch. Who knows? Because it's on his program and it's during his time. And now we want to congratulate you, Pearl, and we want to urge each and one of you and who listening to us, the collaboration between the Ace Pharmacy on Island, Jolly Pharmacy Premium, in terms of pharmaceuticals and breaking new ground, and Courts the #1 furniture, appliances, and electronics on the island. So once again, congratulations, Pearl, and thank you very much for the moment. Pearl can't even get back to her program yet. She is excited, and I haven't seen her like that. A completely different Pearl from the Pearl I saw at the Jazz Festival. But once again, congratulations, and on behalf of Courts, we really want to thank you, and we want to really urge you to invite your friends to come down and shop. And once again, thank you, Jolly Pharmacy, for the opportunity to break this news to you. I hope it was a well worth intervention from Courts.
Of course, I mean, I think Carlton and I were both stunned. We're like, what is going on?
So if we need to pay for the extra time, I'll do so, man, Carlton. Pay for the extra time. No problem, but continue to do great work, my brother.
Thank you.
And once again, congratulations, Pearl.
Thank you,
Let's give her one more hip hip hip
Hooray!
From Courts who love the government of furniture, appliances, and electronics. Back to your program.
Thank you. Wow.
Bye-bye.
So, thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye. Take care. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
There's a couple.
No,
more.
we're finishing. We're just wrapping up. Well, callers, here you had it. Our show was amazingly interrupted with some amazing news that my co-host God has just blessed her with such good favor. I mean, Pearl is a really good person, and I know that this is truly a blessing from God for her at this time.
Yeah.
So we are really happy that Pearl has gotten this amazing. I mean, can you imagine hundreds,
Just
maybe
out of
thousands
the
of people
blue?
shopped and were eligible, and you were the one that got selected.
I've never won anything in my whole life.
So this is just good, and I mean, this is how the show ended today. We will explore the topic of further in a subsequent show because we had to abruptly come to a halt. So let me say to you again, Health Vibes is your show. You are the people that have made it popular and is making it more and more popular. Keep on listening to Health Vibes, your very own talk show brought to you by the brand you trust the most, Jolly's Pharmacy. I'm your host, Carlton. Until next week.
And I'm Pearl Fontaine. Take care.
Bye-bye.
You're listening to Health Vibes. You were listening to Health Vibes, a production of Jolly's Pharmacy Limited.
And I'm free, and nothing has to be. Oh, you were meant for me. Yes, I'm free, and that's how it has to be. Oh, you were meant for me. Yes, my girl, the love Jackie, yes, it will strong. The love that Jack was very strong. We do certain things right and certain things wrong. My girl, things wrong. We're walking on the beach and holding hands, my girl. This feels like a part of Japan.